once again, we apologize for any technical difficulties if you haven't been having any sound so far tonight. We're trying to figure it out, but we believe we have. 9:46 to go left in this first period. It's been a pretty dominant first period for St. Michael's, but possibly the first opportunity here for Post University as they go on the power play for the first time tonight, looking for their first power play goal of the season. It's Kyle Lee in the box for St. Michael's. Oh, and excuse me now, update here. It looks like it's going to be 4-on-4 actually. Kyle Lee goes in the box for St. Michael's. It's Jacob Howell for Post University. So we'll see how this 4-on-4 play can go. Offensive zone face-off loss for Post as St. Michael's gobbles it up behind their own net. That's Danny Keegan with it. Gives it on up for Cantus, and Cantus tries to break out. Cantus with a lot of speed for a defenseman. Now up for Rylan Dukes. Dukes takes a chip shot on goal. It gets gloved down easily from Kaneen. Minute 44 left to go on this first little 4-on-4 play of the game. I'll give you some stat updates if you haven't been hearing us. 10 shots on goal so far for St. Michael's as opposed to just 2 for Post University. But Post University winning in the face-off circle 8-6 so far. Make it 9-6 after that face-off win. Let's see if they can get some sustained offense, can the Eagles, heading into the offensive end with it. Now good opportunity. The shot goes deflected wide and over the netting that time. Now St. Michael's, Danny Keegan comes away with it. Keegan sends a cross-ice pass. Doesn't really land to anyone. It ends up going as an icing against the Purple Knights. So, Coach, it's not quite the man advantage, but a 4-on-4 stretch of time here for Post University in a game where they haven't had a whole lot of shots on goal. How do you change that momentum?
One of the things I'd like to see them do, honestly, is on St. Michael's breakout, when they move it to the guy on the wall, and that guy is pressured, they go back to the original passer because we released him a little bit early. If we can stay with him a little bit longer, take that away, that forecheck can become more effective.
I figure on the forecheck. The forecheck has been somewhat of a good spot at times tonight for Post University, as it looks like we're going to have another penalty coming up here. Case Cantus gets called a minute or a little bit less than a minute into this man advantage, so it looks like it's going to be a 4-on-3 for Post University, not something you see every single day. So the first power play opportunity for Post. Penalty comes to Case Cantus. And Post wins the faceoff, but it goes out of their offensive end. A really good hit from Brennan McFarland as Aiden Candy takes it back into the O-zone. Candy gives it up for Norling, and Norling's shot gets deflected up and over the net. Rebound goes into the near corner here. No one has it yet. Try to get it out to the blue line. Once again, a brutal hit from Parker Norling. Now heading into the offensive end for Post University. Kennedy back towards the blue line, once again to Norling. Now over to the far slot. Shot! Blocker to side that time from Plunkett. Tommy Bice. Now over to Kennedy. Back to Bice. Norling with the slap shot. Now Bice is over in the far corner as he gets leveled defensively. And a good job from St. Michael's just to clear it out. 25 more seconds before this turns into a regular 5-on-4 man advantage for Post University. They take it back up the ice with some speed. This is Norling once again into the offensive end, now at the far boards. Norling looking for a pass, not really finding anything, and just gives it back out towards the blue line. Delory back to Kennedy. Delory once again. Now into that low slot. Kennedy and Delory. Delory with a good opportunity. Takes the shot, and that time Plunkett just got a little bit of his skate on it as it goes up and into the netting.
Yeah, this is what they need to do. Just get pucks to the net, keep it simple, look for some opportunities, and see if they can't finish maybe upstairs. Downstairs is taking care of things pretty well.
And I wasn't sure who the body out in front was there, but a really nice screen from Post University. It made it a tough save on Plunkett. 45 seconds left to go on the man advantage, back to a 5-on-4. Delory with a shot. A mask save that time from Plunkett as he gobbles it up yet again. Post back in it with the offensive end. 25 seconds left to go on the man advantage. Now back into the neutral zone it goes, and St. Michael's trying to develop a little something down a man, but no can do. Let's see if Post can take advantage here. Oh my goodness, a big hit on the far end of the ice. Hit that time laid down by Ashton Elaine of St. Michael's. Looks like DeLaurie might be a little shaken up, but overall they'll be okay. 11 seconds left to go on the penalty here.
Yeah, both teams really like to play physical.
And you're seeing a lot of it early in this period. Baxter ties up the faceoff and ultimately loses it for St. Michael's. As Post University gets in their offensive zone, the shot gets deflected back up into Evan Plunkett once again as he sticks it away. Rebound goes into the far corner, and we're back at even strength. Both teams 0 for 1 on their man advantage opportunity so far today. St. Michael's goes into the offensive zone. Puck goes all the way around to the other end. And now, lately turnover there, almost ended up being very big danger for Post University. Still end up in their defensive zone, and a good opportunity here. Battle in the near boards. And now Scotty Swain tries to take it out for the Eagles.
Going up to McDonald. McDonald going through and fires one just wide of the net. See, that's Mateo Pekka, I should have said, not McDonald. 6:11 to go left in this first period. Still scoreless. Big shot advantage for St. Michael's so far in this game, but we've seen some momentum in the second half of the period from Post University as they get a turnover right there. Send it back behind the netting. Now back towards the blue line. A shot gets deflected up and over the net. And another opportunity here. That one goes wide off the stick of Ryan Mosher. Stays in the offensive zone, but only temporarily. Ben Baxter gets it. Tries to get it out of there. Now Nathan McDevitt comes into the offensive end with it. McDevitt chasing after himself, battling with Keegan for St. Michael's. To the near corner it goes, and now we're seeing the sustained offensive pressure. As you mentioned, Coach, that forecheck really coming in handy for Post University right now.
Yeah, they're doing a good job creating opportunities with that. That's going to be their best strategy because St. Michael's is fast, they're skilled. You want to take away that time and space so that they just can't use those two items.
And they're heavy on the forecheck. You see stuff like you did just there, sustained possession. But yet again, we talked about in the pregame show, discipline was going to be the name of the game for Post today. Already their second penalty here.
Yeah, right now that door is swinging a little bit too much.
It's going on Nathan McDevitt for Post University. 0 for 1 on the power play so far today is St. Michael's. We'll see how this one goes here. Face off to the left of Canine. And St. Michael's wins it in their offensive end. Back out towards the blue line. This is David Ciancio with it. Gives it up for McFadden. Back to Ciancio. Now over to the far end. Near the slot, and you're looking for Post University to just kind of keep that box formation intact here. Over into the far corner, back out towards the blue line. Ciancio once again takes a wrist shot. That one up and over the net. Goes out towards the blue line again. Ciancio with it. Over to the far end. Back to McFadden. And right now, St. Michael's just keeping this up near the blue line. A slap shot goes up and over. Don't think a lot of these are going to count as shots on goals. Canine not necessarily getting tested, but a lot of sustained offensive possession for St. Michael's here. To the far side, a mistake there, and Post University takes advantage. They finally get the puck out of their zone. Good job by Joe Santoro to clear the puck defensively that time. Less than a minute to go on the man advantage. St. Michael's getting a bit of a line change in here, changing up their power play units, and now they take it up the ice. Rylan Dukes dumped it into the offensive zone. Now back out towards the blue line for Cantus. Dukes once again in the far corner. Cantus back to Dukes. Now at that far slot. And the zone for Rylan Dukes, just a little mistake there. Tried to keep it in the offensive zone, but couldn't do so. 23 seconds to go left in this man advantage. Now for Keegan. Keegan tries to make a man miss, gives it off for his teammate. Back to Keegan near the blue line. looking for a lane to shoot the puck. Thought he was going to take it, then he did take it, and that one easily sticked away from Kaneen. Less than 10 seconds to go on this man advantage. And Post University, great job clearing it out yet again, as that looks like it's going to do it. But a quick turnaround. Now St. Michael's right back into their offensive zone. Ryland Dukes takes a shot, once again gobbled up by Kaneen. Now over to the other end, coming with some speed, that's Parker Norling. He's been a threat on offense so far tonight. Now here's an opportunity, but a good defensive stick that time from Danny Keegan. Vent the opportunity, and now Post University trying to get a quick offensive change, and now the counterattack from St. Michael's doesn't really go anywhere, but they do have possession in their O zone. Ben Baxter takes a shot, that one handled easily. Oh, and a big hit up against the boards. That's going to be a boarding penalty on Post University, and for the third time tonight, they will be down a man.
Yeah, with the speed and intensity, you just have to do a better job of just that little bit of control, which is something, again, you have to learn, right? Because you're going and you want to go hard, but you also have to go under control as well.
There's a high effort play, but clearly a boarding penalty. And just, right after killing off two back-to-back, basically, power plays from St. Michael's, Post University, they're going to have to do it for a third straight time. It's the second penalty tonight on Joe Santora. St. Michael's 0 for 2 on the power play so far, as Post wins the defensive zone faceoff and trickles into that far corner. And eventually they're able to get it out of their offensive end. Good clear that time for Post from Ryan Mosher.
Yeah, you've got Mosher here. He's a fifth-year guy, so he's very, very experienced with his penalty killing. That's kind of been his forte while he's been at Post.
St. Michael's takes into the offensive zone. This time it's Kennedy with the good stick to prevent the chance. Now, once again, they're set up for a good opportunity. A wrist shot from the blue line. Easy save that time from Kaneen. Wrist shot that time came off the stick of David Ciancio. Boy, 16 shots on goal. We're still in the first period here, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously it's going to be skewed because of the penalties in the power play. So it's almost you need another stat that just shows what is it at even strength.
It's not going to be much more left of even strength time in this period as that shot gets deflected a little bit wide once again. And Ryan O'Connell picks it up for Post, clears it out of the defensive zone. 1 minute 18 to go on this power play for St. Michael's. Less than 2 minutes to go here in this first period. It's been a fun first period, defensive first period, and both sides looking for their opportunity here. Puck goes out back towards the blue line. Now at that near corner, this is McFadden, the leading point getter. He sends it to the slot. Back up towards the blue line, McFadden. Now over to the other end, and just a bad pass there, or maybe a bad handle, I should say. As S.J. LeCompte couldn't handle it, but they take it out into the slot. And again, I don't know if they got the shot on goal, if it was just a good defensive stick, but either way, Post University gets out of that one scathe-free.
Yeah, that was good hustle by Pekka to get across there and smack that thing out.
Matthew Pekka with the good defensive stick. So Keegan takes it through the neutral zone right now for St. Michael's, and a bad pass there allows Post to get an attempt at clearing it. They couldn't do so. Back behind the netting it goes. Less than a minute to go in this first period. And once again, Post right now doing a good job. I don't know if St. Michael's has more than one shot on this power play so far.
No, they've been pressuring, and that's what you have to do. You have to take away a good team's time, take away their space.
They dump it into the offensive end. A little dump and chase game going on here, and eventually they do collect it as Hans Forsilius gobbles it up. Back out towards the near line, and we're back at even strength. Both teams 0-4 on their man advantage, but a good opportunity that time for Forsilius. The puck still loose out in front. Forsilius with another rebound. Oh, what a save from Kaneen! And a penalty here. It's going to be a boarding on St. Michael's. What a sequence we just saw there.
Yeah, we had a little bit of everything there. We had a goaltender at his best. We had a player left wide open and couldn't lift the puck, and then it ends penalty.
The boarding penalty goes on Ryland Dukes. Already the third penalty for St. Michael's. And the first one we saw a 5-on-4 man advantage, then a 4-on-3 man advantage for Post University. We're back to that regular power play here.
You know, just because you work on all those things in practice doesn't mean you have to do them in the game.
Yeah, you're right. You would know that as a coach. As the coach, I should say, for many years here at Post University. Right now, it looks like St. Michael's just trying to tie it up and waste some time off of this first period clock. Goes back behind their netting, another big hit in the offensive zone for Post. But St. Michael's comes away with it, sends it all the way down the ice, and that's going to do it here in this first period. Scoreless first period of play. Overall, a pretty dominant first period for St. Michael's as they tally 19 shots on goal, only 5 for Post University, but hey, a lot to be happy about, especially on the penalty kill if you're Post.
Well, you know what? It's the end of the day, it's 0-0 when you're coming back after you reset, refocus, and you got a minute 39 on your power play. So you do have an opportunity here when we get some clean ice to zip that puck around and get some pucks to the net. Like I said, still shots on goal, skewed quite a bit because of the penalties, but Post is a hard-working team, a tough team. The whole clue for them is going to be to keep this type of pace up for the entire game. Easier said than done because it's a very physical method, but if they can do that, they can be successful because you see when that forecheck is working, St. Michael's is not able to make those tape-to-tape passes that they like to make and they're used to making.
It really felt like it was about that aggressiveness on the forecheck, especially in that last 10 minutes of that first period or so. You felt like it finally started to click for the Eagles. And, hey, you saw the puck possession completely do a 150 in the second half there. So kudos to you, Coach. Your point, you're exactly on it, as always. Another good takeaway for Post University. Hey, they've won 15 faceoffs so far early in this first period as opposed to losing just 9.
Yeah, they've done a great job, and that's something you work on in practice. So that's, hats off to the coaching staff, giving them those little tricks, those little tips. Coach Richter played some pro hockey in his day, so I'm sure he's been able to share some nice tips and little pointers with the centers.
So when we get back for the second period, Post University will be on the man advantage. They'll have a minute 39 left to go in the power play and a scoreless game. So don't get anywhere as you're listening to Post University Hockey. Welcome back into Louis Astorino Arena here in Hamden, Connecticut. We got a scoreless game between the Post-University Eagles and the St. Michael's College Purple Knights. Coach Pete Whitney alongside Max Stapleton here as we're just about get ready to start this second period. And Coach, a whopping 7 combined penalties between these two squads in that first period. A fast pace of play, but a lot of mistakes early.
Yeah, and sometimes you'll see that too, right? That's the thing with college hockey. It's great to have the back-to-back games because you really get the sense of things, the rivalry, the juice, if you will. But also, too, you have a fatigue factor that can settle in, too. So you begin to maybe take some of those penalties where maybe mentally you're not as focused and your legs are a little bit tired. So hopefully we can get past that. Now we've had a period of that, and we can just play some more 5-on-5 hockey after we get through this power play for Post.
Well, yeah, Post University will start with 1 minute and 39 seconds of a power play thanks to the body checking penalty. Actually the hooking penalty of Ryland Dukes. We saw a lot of body checking, cross checking, and hooking penalties in that first period. We'll see if we can slow it down a little bit. A whopping 19 shots on goal in that first for St. Michael's, only 5 for Post University, but you saw a massive shift in momentum in the second half of that first period.
Yeah, and again, I think on the forecheck, I think they're doing a good job when they pressure. Again, I would just like to see when an initial passer makes it that they don't release him quite as quick so they can have a more effective forecheck.
Joe Santoro in the face-off circle for Post University. Jack McDonald on the other end for St. Michael's. And we're underway. Here in the second, the puck dies after the face-off. I don't know if you saw that, Coach.
There's some water out there, I think.
Yeah, some water out on the ice as it dies again in the defensive zone. And a little bit of some ice difficulties to start this second period off. Post just dumps it into their offensive zone, trying a little dump and chase game as it goes into the near corner. And now St. Michael sends it out the other way. No icing, as Kaneen has to touch up. And, Coach, we didn't get to talk about it in between periods, but how about the first period Ben Kaneen had in his first start of the year?
Yeah, Ben he's a very serious athlete, and he's been able to be locked in and focused so far. So let's just hope he can keep that going, and we can limit the shots on goal a bit.
Post sends it into their offensive zone. They try to collect it and almost kept it at the blue line, but Trey DeLory couldn't handle it. Now goes back towards Kaneen at their defensive end. 46 seconds left to go on the man advantage for Post University. So they try one more big wave at it here. Going into the offensive end was Parker Norling, but he got tied up as soon as he entered. And now an opportunity here heading the other way for St. Michael's. Ty Bloom with it, takes the shot. That one deflected and goes into the glove of Benjamin Kaneen as he's tested for the first time here in the second.
Yeah, and that's something that St. Mike's did again yesterday too. They're quick and they're skilled. They get that little jump. They can transition pretty quickly on the PK, and you don't want to put yourself in that position. You got to be aware if you're the offside D to head on a swivel so you can see what's happening.
Only 3 games into this season, already one shorthanded goal thanks to Brendan McFarland for St. Michael's. As Post does win the faceoff, 25 seconds left to go on the power play. Ryland Dukes standing up in the penalty box closest to us. Post tried to have a long up ice pass. It got intercepted at neutral ice and back down towards their defensive stick. We've seen a lot of misplayed pucks so far early in the second. You mentioned it earlier, maybe some water on the ice, but definitely having a factor here in this second as we see it yet again.
Yeah, Jacob, you can see on the ice there, you got a different shine to where those puddles are.
Both teams 0 for on the man advantage as we're back to even strength here. 18 minutes left to go in this second period. Ryland Dukes, the man who was just in the penalty box, has it for St. Michael's as he tries to send it up the ice. Eventually it goes to Ty Bloom. A high sticking penalty going to be called. Bloom finds himself all alone, pass into the slot, and it gets intercepted. But a high sticking penalty as Bloom got smacked in the face there. Looks like the penalty is going to go on Ryan O'Connell. Coach, that happened right in front of you and me here. Just a simple mistake, but yet again, we see another power play opportunity for St. Michael's.
Yeah, again, you just have to have that poise and be aware of where your body is, where your stick is for sure, because that's really something that the officials won't let go.
St. Michael's 0 for 3 on the power play so far today. This is their 4th opportunity. As they have it out near the blue line, a good wrist shot on goal, and I believe it was blockered away that time from Kaneen. Goes back out here to Keegan. Keegan dancing around with it near the blue line. Back in a deflection, just goes wide of the net. Back to McDonald, back out towards the blue line here. Cantus to McDonald, back to Cantus. Now Keegan. Keegan at center ice, fakes the slap shot, looking for a lane, takes a wrist shot, and his own teammate blocked it. That was Forsilius who got in front of it. Case Cantus once again. All the way to the other side, Rylan Dukes. Dukes looking for a lane, passes it up the middle, and it got blocked by Trey DeLory that time. And finally, Post can get it out of their defensive end.
Yeah, it's a good job by Mosher staying with it there.
Let's see if St. Michael's can re-enter the offensive zone. And 1 minute, 10 seconds left to go on that high sticking penalty to Ryan O'Connell. Around to the near boards. And it goes out here towards the blue line. Now back to the other way. This is Brennan McFadden. McFadden dives for it. And ultimately keeps it into the offensive zone. A really nice play for him there. Roman Winicki in the near corner. Back behind the net. Nice cutoff play by Trey DeLory. DeLory almost loses his feet, but now he ties up a couple of Purple Knights. And ultimately Winicki does come away with it. 40 seconds to go on the power play. Winicki back up towards the blue line. Now over at the far end, this is McFadden. David Ciancio tried to pass it, but it goes the other way. Now here's an opportunity for Mateo Pekka, but Pekka just lost it. And now going the other way once again. Winicki on the far end tries to take a shot, deflects a couple of times and never hits the net. Goes into the far corner. DeLory tried to handle it for Post University. He couldn't do so. Now up the other way. Winicki with a one-time chance, and it's stopped aside from Canine yet again. Ciancio with it. Roman Winicki looked for a pass across the ice, couldn't go. Aiden Kennedy gets there instead, and we're back to even strength here as Jacob Howell comes off the ice all on his own. He takes an opportunity, he scores! How about the start of the season for Jacob Howell?
Yeah, that's exactly what Post needs. They need somebody like that can step up in those exciting, quick transition situations and bury pucks. And Jacob is that guy. He's a big, strong kid. The kid can shoot the puck. You don't want to give him time and space because he'll find the net.
Just taking a look at Jacob Howell now. He skates like a forward, but he looks like a defenseman. He's a big, strong guy. Got out of the... he wasn't even in the penalty box, but got off the bench, was ready for the pass, and just raced up the ice as he gets his second goal of the year, his 4th point. And now Post University takes a 1-0 advantage. The even strength goal, not quite the shorthander, but it almost was, based off of when Ryan O'Connell was able to get out of the box. So 1-0 here, and Canine's just going to swallow it up. So there's that momentum that Post University was looking for, the big shot in the stomach to St. Michael's, and now trying to double up here in their offensive end.
Yeah, and these are the important things like we talked about, too, with the face-offs. With Post enjoyed a over 62% win percentage in the first period, so let's see if they can't continue that, which they do. Again,
19 face-off wins for Post University so far, as opposed to just 10 for St. Michael's. But St. Michael's does have possession in their offensive zone, trying to snatch back momentum. What a job there from Scotty Swain to intercept that pass. Look at the speed on Swain going into the offensive zone. Fans looking for a penalty on the hit, but not one going to get called. Now Wyatt Noble in that near corner. Noble dancing around, gets cross-checked from behind. Tries to tip it back towards the blue line, and now a 2-on-1 forming the other way. This is Case Cantus looking for a man, back to Cantus. And ultimately that 2-on-1 just kind of dissolves in the offensive zone for St. Michael's. Back out, Danny Keegan all alone takes the shot, and it's saved that time. Another tremendous save from Ben Canine as he is having himself a day in between the pipes.
it's good. It's up and down action, but kind of like to see it a little more the other way.
I think most of us would like to see it the other way, especially yourself, Coach. But Ben Canine, you mentioned him pregame to me. You said you've watched him a lot from your days coaching these Post Eagles, and boy, first start of the season, it couldn't go much better if you're him. Post University heading into their offensive zone with a chance. Fans on the slap shot, and the shot gets stopped aside from Evan Plunkett. I meant to say fakes the slap shot, not fans on the slap shot, but either way, a good 3-on-2 breakaway for Post, and Evan Plunkett took one away.
Yeah, and you can see if Post has the opportunity, they've got good skaters, they've got good jump in their skates tonight, so they can get those chances.
Joe Santoro in the faceoff circle for Post, and he wins it yet again. That faceoff advantage proving to be very huge for Post University. However, St. Michael's does have the puck in their defensive zone, trying to break out and carry it into the offensive end. They do so, but offsides is called.
Yeah, and anytime you can continue to win those draws like that, and even though they lost that, you're still forcing your opponent to go 200 feet. And if you can do that time after time with faceoffs, it's going to take its toll on your opponent's legs as you get deeper and deeper into the game.
Coach, we come from very, very different backgrounds. I never actually played hockey, but sometimes you forget they're on skates. It looks like it's so easy. Running up and down the ice like that can be tiring as you know what.
Yeah, for sure.
Aiden Kennedy drifting through the neutral zone, tries to dump it in and find his teammate. No icing called on the play. I believe that was a really good job by Mateo Pekka racing that one down. Tie up behind the defensive net of St. Michael's, and ultimately the Purple Knights do come away with it. But a good interception there by Pekka once again, and he's making his presence felt on the forecheck as he got a quick shot on goal, easily gobbled up.
Yeah, he's got again, good jump in his stride steps in general. And that's kind of his hallmark. When his feet are moving, and you kind of revert to that muscle memory, right? And you just let the game happen. He's very good.
Ryan Mosher loses the faceoff for Post University as they try to keep it in their offensive zone. It's bouncing, and ultimately St. Michael's comes away with it. Ashton Lane. Now over to the other end. This is Ben Baxter with it. David Ciancio chasing after for St. Michael's, but Aiden Kennedy comes away with it. Now Post University looks to break out. The Eagles try to chip one ahead, and a good opportunity here as there's a wrist shot. It trickles just wide of the net. It looked like Evan Plunkett got his blocker on it, and it went through the 5-hole. Lucky it didn't end up in between the pipes.
Yeah, that was a good look. Good awareness by Mosher to pick that thing out of the air.
Ciancio left it for Baxter, and Baxter couldn't find the pass in the offensive zone. Now St. Michael's trying to set up, but a good defensive play on these near boards. That's Delory, the big, tall defenseman, with a big hit. Now Jacob Howell trying to do the same thing for Post University, but ultimately St. Michael's just doing a good job keeping it in. The one-time slap shot, and it goes right into the chest once again of Kaneen.
Yeah, Ben doing a good job of focusing and seeing what's going to be the dangerous play. That's just such a good key and tip for goaltenders as they grow up and as they get older here is being aware of what the play is, reading what exactly is happening so you have that advantage to see where that puck may go and you can get out there just that little bit quicker.
Both teams with 3 shots on goal here in this second period. But how about Post University with what is now an 8-2 faceoff advantage after that last one? Pass out into the slot. It just couldn't connect that time for St. Michael's. It looked like it was intended for Jack McDonald. And a good job defensively from Post as the puck goes out of their defensive end. Case Cantus brings the puck up the ice for St. Michael's. Tried a little bank pass, but once again, that neutral ice defense for Post University. And here the forecheck proving to be really, really nice. Ultimately an icing called, and just like that, Post is going to get an offensive zone faceoff here.
Yeah, again, with that kind of pressure there, they're hurrying St. Mike's. They're just trying to move that puck for the sake of moving it, and then this is what you get. So zone time is important as the game wears on.
Faceoff comes to the left of Evan Plunkett. And Post wins yet another faceoff here in the second period. Scotty Swain rips a shot, but that one went off a defender. Trickles over to the near boards. Good forward check here from Post as they try to keep it in, but Cole Cantus takes it out. How about the defenseman with a lot of speed moving through neutral ice? Ultimately gets it into the offensive zone where McDonald picks it up. McDonald brings it out back behind the netting, now looking for a man to pass to. Tries to send it out into the slot. A good pass, a rebound opportunity. Oh my goodness, Kaneen. An unbelievable day for Benjamin Kaneen just continues here with 12:05 left to go in the second.
Yeah, we want the pace, we want the tempo, but also we want to tighten up in our D zone a little bit. We love it when Benny's that good, but we don't want him to have to be that good.
Yeah, you're happy you have him there, but that is a safety net right there. You would rather much more of the possession go into the offensive zone, but hey, it always helps your defenseman if you can have confidence in your netminder the way they have confidence in Kaneen right now.
Yeah, there's no question.
Into the offensive zone goes St. Michael's alongside the near boards here. Ultimately comes back out towards the neutral zone. Kyle Lee picks it up along the near boards. And here comes that forecheck once again from Post University. They're able to intercept it at neutral ice, and now here comes a counterattack. Parker Norling all alone. What a save that time from Plunkett as he's able to say no to a great opportunity.
Yeah, again, really quick with those legs down low. I feel, you got to try to hit those corners to be successful here, or bank it off the pads and look for a rebound.
Parker Norling, another one of those big forwards for Post University. Found himself just a good defensive play, turns into a great offensive play, and he had forced Evan Plunkett to make a really nice save. Defensive zone win for the Purple Knights here as they send it around to the far boards. S.J. Lecomte gives it on up behind his own net. This is Ashton Elaine now. Elaine circles back and, dangerous pass. Never like to pass it almost through the crease. Gives it on up for Brennan McFarland as McFarland throws it the other way now for Ciancio. Ciancio dumps it in. A little dump and chase game for the Purple Knights, but the Eagles collect it themselves. Try to find a way to break out here, but some sloppy passing in their own defensive zone, and they're not able to clear it. Penalty coming up against Post University once again. It looked like a trip that time, and I believe it's going to go on Parker Norling, though I'm not certain. So we saw 7 combined penalties in that first period. This is the third of the second period here, and we're just about halfway through this game.
Again, when that pace is going, body control, stops and starts, knowing where your stick is.
Parker Norling looks a bit confused as he enters the penalty box. Had a great opportunity offensively only a few minutes ago, but finds himself in the box here with Post down a man. 0 for 4 on the power play is St. Michael's so far. They entered this one 3 for 12, 25%, but that Post University penalty kill, which entered having given up only 1 power play goal all season, being good so far. Over to the far end, deflection, they score! The original shot came off the stick of David Ciancio. I'm not sure who was out in front. It looks like it's going to belong to Ty Bloom.
Yeah, that was just unfortunate there. It set up very quickly. The defender was not able to locate the opponent's stick, and they were able to get past.
Felt like it was only a matter of time. You've given up 5 power play opportunities so far in the game, and finally, St. Michael's was able to connect on their first.
Yeah, it's hard to let a 3-0 team give them power play after power play like that. You're kind of going to the well, letting go to the well a little too often.
For Ty Bloom, his second goal of the season already, his 3rd point of the season. We'll see how the official scoring comes. So it would have been a 5-on-3 had that not gone in, is what you're saying, and now it's going to be a 5-on-4.
Right.
And that's what the conversations were about. We'll see what the official word on that penalty is when it comes in. But just like that, a power play goal for St. Michael's, and they go right back to the man advantage. They dump it in behind the netting. Over to the far end it goes. And now Tanner Glassred's going to pick it up for Post University, clear it all the way down the ice. St. Michael's tries to send a very long up-ice pass, maybe ill-advised, as it ultimately gets whistled down for offsides there.
Just body position. You got to be on this side of the blue line.
Well, it's not something you really want to do, especially on the power play, especially when Post University has been this good in the faceoff circle tonight. Feels like you might be able to give Post a good opportunity to kill a few seconds here.
Yeah, it doesn't help them that their top center is in the box.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Connor Murray has had quite the game so far, especially in the faceoff circle for Post University, but he finds himself in the penalty box now. And another offsides whistled. Some sloppy transitional play here from St. Michael's. These two faceoffs go all the way back into their defensive zone.
Yeah, which is fine because there's been 18 seconds that came off the clock with absolutely nothing.
1 minute, 21 seconds left to go on that man advantage. The penalty assessed to Connor Murray. It's going to go as an unsportsmanlike conduct on Connor Murray, in fact. As a quick shot off the faceoff, easily sticked away that time from Evan Plunkett, but Post trying a bit of a surprise tactic that time. Now Brennan McFarland carrying it up the ice with some speed, drifts into the offensive zone. Bank pass to himself, back behind the net he goes, but ultimately sticked aside that time. That was Trey Delory with it. He sends it out of the zone, and St. Michael's will have to reset at center ice. Ciancio carries it up, tries to pass it in for Ty Bloom, but Bloom couldn't handle it cleanly. And once again, Post University doing a tremendous job not allowing St. Michael's to set up in their offensive end.
Yeah, pressure on the penalty kill is your friend.
Long pass up the ice, trickles off a couple of sticks and goes straight into the crease of Ben Canine. 37 seconds left to go on the penalty to Connor Murray. Overall in the game, 26 shots on goal for St. Michael's, 11 for Post, but hey, the only stat that matters, we're all even at one apiece on the scoreboard. Face-off coming into the right of Benjamin Canine. Ultimately, it looked like St. Michael's was going to win that one, and they do retain possession, but a penalty is going to be called, and we're going to go back to a 4-on-4. Looked like it could have been a hold that time.
Yeah, it was a good... There was a good play by McGuigan there to stay with the draw and go through his man, and then ultimately force St. Michael's to take him down.
Trying to see the number on the player. Brennan McFarland called with the hook here. 9 minutes, 16 seconds left to go in this second period. Last time we got some 4-on-4 action, it felt like that was when the momentum started to shift towards Post University's side in that first period of play. We'll see if they can have the same thing happen here in the second. Face off the tie-up, and ultimately St. Michael's comes away with it. Cantus leaves it behind the net, gives it off to Keegan, back to Cantus. With a lot of speed, that's a defenseman moving up the ice, getting away from another defenseman. He takes the shot, and a penalty will be called on the play. Good save that time from Benjamin Canine as the goalie, Evan Plunkett, goes off to the ice. There's a one-timer, they score! Ty Bloom again! His second goal of the game sees St. Michael's up 2-1. And yet again, it was a delayed penalty call on Post University as Evan Plunkett was heading to the bench. It was a power play goal for Ty Bloom, his second power play goal of this game. And it'll still be a 4-on-4. And after that goal, you see Trey Delory for Post University, as well as David Ciancio, the two captains of each side, talking with the officials. And yet again, we're in this conversation of the delayed penalty was called, the goal was scored, and now what do you do? Is it still 4-on-4? Does it move to 4-on-3 by any chance? But this is the discussion being had right in front of us, in front of the penalty boxes.
I think they're still trying to figure out what the call is, maybe where the draw is going to be.
The captains of each side chatting it up at center ice. And boy, what a momentum change, Coach, we've seen here in the second period. It really felt like Post University yet again. The first half of the period was all theirs. They were getting a good amount of offensive pressure. They scored the first goal of the game, but two quick power play goals from Ty Bloom sees St. Michael's with a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, and again, 5-on-5 is how you want to play the game. You can't give a skilled puck-handling team opportunity after opportunity on the power play, and that's that's been difficult so far, a lesson for this team to learn so far in this young season.
This will make them 2 for 6 on the power play today. Or 2 for 7, I believe. We'll take a look at that in just one moment. But either way, there's still this elongated conversation at center ice explaining the different penalties called and when the goal was scored and who's going to be sitting out. Connor Murray is still in the box right now for Post University, but it also looks like Brendan McFarland is still in the box as well. So really just a lot to be sorted through here between these two teams. I'll run you through some of the stats of this game so far. Total shots in the game, 42 shots in total, 28 of them on goal for St. Michael's today. Meanwhile, 25 shots for Post University, 11 of which were on goal.
Yeah, one of the nice things that would be nice to get moving forward as we continue to improve, it'd be great to be able to mic up an official.
Yeah, you're not wrong, right?
Just so they could turn and you could hear in the stands what the call is.
Did you ever have any favorite moments, any favorite conversations as a coach from coach to official? Any funny moments or not particularly?
Oh, yeah, I love them all.
You love them all?
Oh, yeah.
I loved, if you're ever big into the NHL YouTube, Wes McCauley has some of the funniest moments in referee history, I believe.
Well, you know what? The guy enjoys his job. He
Yeah.
enjoys his job, and there's a big part of that industry that's entertainment, and he's fulfilling that for sure.
No, but maybe we can make it happen, miking up the refs. I love it here in the New England 10 Conference. Well, it looks like the meeting between the referees and the players has ended. Now Tim Richter wants a little bit of an explanation on his bench. Connor Murray has his hands up in the penalty box right now like he's waiting for an explanation.
He does not, where am I supposed to be?
Yeah, well, looks like everything's going to stay the same. Murray's going to stay in the box for another 11 seconds.
So, yeah.
And ultimately, so a 2-1 ball, 2-1 hockey game, I should say. St. Michael's dumps it back into their offensive zone. 3 seconds left to go on this Murray penalty. St. Michael's brings it back in, but now Post University on the man advantage. They're going to try to reset things here. This is Glassrud with it. Parker Norling takes it from him, drifts around the ice, and here they come with some speed. Norling drifting through neutral ice into the offensive zone, gets hip checked right as he enters the offensive area, and ultimately the puck goes around the boards. Trey Delory tried to lay a big shoulder.
Yeah, I think puck went into the bench, I think.
And the puck went into the bench. Couldn't see where it went for a second. I heard the whistle. Wasn't sure if it was offsides. But
this is a tough ankle. That turnbuckle's in the way a little bit for sure.
So the offensive zone face-off here, it'll be Joe Santoro. Who else but Joe Santoro, really? Him and Connor Murray are the two guys you trust the most in that face-off circle. But ultimately, it's Ty Bloom who wins it for St. Michael's. A long pass up the ice, and ultimately a good clear from St. Michael's. So here come the Eagles, drifting through their own defensive zone. This is Baxter Kimball, one of the first times we've called his names tonight. He takes it around the offensive net. Bank pass off the boards back to Delory. Kimball on the far ends. Delory once again goes over to the other end now as Joe Santoro looks for a pass. Down low. Back to Santoro. Santoro with a quick shot, and that one gets blocked. Oh, what a good effort that time from St. Michael's. That's Jake Lealy who with the diving block there. Good pass into the slot. It got deflected, intercepted, and no control made as Post University is allowed to keep it in their zone. Delory once again. Quick one-time shot. And a good gobble up that time from Evan Plunkett. Shot came off the stick. I believe that was Connor Murray over there, but couldn't.
That was well-conceived play. Good puck movement, good quick release.
12 seconds left to go on the man advantage. Power play penalty to Brennan McFadden. Both sides getting a quick platoon swap here. Face off to the right of Evan Plunkett. This is Connor Murray in that face-off circle for Post University going up against McDonald. I'll have a redo here as McDonald's forced out of the circle. Face-off goes St. Michael's way as McDonald picks it up in that far corner, tries to chip it to one of his teammates, couldn't do so. He regathers it and gets it out of his defensive zone. That'll do it on the power play for Post University. Back to even strength here. Post goes to 0 for 3 on the man advantage so far today, but they're right back into the offensive zone. Good pass there for Pekka, and Pekka in a battle along those near corners. Couldn't come away with it. Looked like it could have been another tripping call there. No whistle. No play on here. Here's an opportunity for Ryan O'Connell. Faked the slap shot, tried to pass it out in front, but no one was really there to collect it. The Eagles still with possession here. Goes back out. That was Tommy Bice with it, as Bice just couldn't really get that pass to connect, and now St. Michael's comes the other way. Good defensive play from Bice. Pekka just dumps it into the offensive zone, and now Post going to go with a change. 6:33 left to go in this second period. That would have been a really nice opportunity had McCougan just been able to keep it in. Instead, it goes all the way back down behind the net of Benjamin Canine. Now Post University in their defensive end. Sloppy pass up the ice, and ends up allowing St. Michael's to come the other way with it. Aiden Kennedy hustled back to tie him up. Now goes back towards this end of things. Owen Atkinson gets hit hard up against the boards, and Jacob Howell returns the favor for his teammate. 5:55 left to go in this second period. Patrick Last just dumps it into the St. Michael's O end. Goes all the way around the boards. Now David Ciancio tries to make a man miss. He does. Left it for one of his teammates, and that gets blockered away that time from Canine. Post going the other way with it. Dave Atkinson with it. That time it looked like Jacob Howell got tripped up along the near boards in the offensive zone. Again, a lot of Eagles raised their hands wanting a penalty. None was called. And here's an opportunity. Come the other way for St. Michael's. This is McCarthy. Left it on up for his teammate Forselius, and Forselius couldn't get a clean handle. Now a 3-on-2 forming for Post University. Going the other way. This is Santoro. Santoro, the one-time shot. And what a save that time from Plunkett. Plunkett sliding across his crease, was able to kick that one to the other end. Now Baxter's all alone. He leaves it for his teammate, and Canine answers right back. And here's yet again another opportunity. Atkinson racing up the ice. Norling with the backhand shot. That one no good. Oh, what a sequence here. Goes back behind the netting of St. Michael's. You see a lot of opportunities, but no goals in that sequence, as there's another shot, and finally, Evan Plunkett's able to slow things down.
No one better be leaving their seats at home if they're watching this, because you just missed some pretty outstanding hockey.
I mean, back and forth, breakaway after breakaway, and both goalies standing on their head to the best of their ability. 4:37 left to go in this second. Defensive zone win for St. Michael's. They send it around the near boards and ultimately try to break out of their end. McDonald carrying it through into the offensive zone. Shoots a lazy shot on net. Easily stopped by Canine that time, but was a bouncing puck as well, so it wasn't the easiest, I should say. Either way, Keegan comes up with it. Back over to Leolie, and Leolie's shot got deflected into the body of Canine. Scotty Swain with it, carrying it through neutral ice. Over the logo and into the offensive zone as he puts a hit on the defender trying to hit him. O'Connell tried to center it, but the pass couldn't go, and now Ty Bloom already has 2 goals so far today. Trying for his third, but that one no good, as Canine was able to stick it aside. Back towards the offensive point. That shot got deflected behind the netting. Loose puck goes to McFadden. St. Michael's trying to have a quick change back into their offensive zone, but Tanner Glassrud is right there for Post University as he takes it away and now tries to reset things for the Eagles. Good forecheck here from St. Michael's. They're limiting Post University to their own defensive end. Pass goes all the way around the boards, and it's going to go an icing. You heard the collective no's from the fans here, not thinking that was an icing, but ruled the other way.
Yeah, and that's always one of those things that myself too, when you're on the bench and you're watching, that player reaches for that puck, they could get their stick on it. So in some ways it is such a judgment call.
It's a hard call to make if you're a referee, especially at this level where you're not certain about every single player. You don't know them all that well. And that comes along as the season goes. But meanwhile, defensive face-off for the Eagles to the left of Canine, and St. Michael's wins it. Trickles out of their offensive zone where Ashton Olane's going to have to recollect things. Olane does a nice pivot. Turns on an edge, gives it up for his teammate who dumps it into the offensive zone, and now Trey Delory sends it around the boards. Patrick Lane had it for a second for St. Michael's, gives it up to another teammate for Forsilius. Tried to pass into the slot, couldn't find anyone. Rebound opportunity, the pass doesn't go, but once again, Post University having a ton of trouble getting it out of their defensive end. Less than 3 minutes to go here in the second. Puck trickles out towards the blue line where Kansas takes control of it, tries a backhand pass up and over for Celius. Now over near that near corner, a quick shot over to the side of the net. Back into the near corner, here's Keegan. Over to the far end now, Kansas with a shot, loose puck out in front, and Kaneen was able to slap that one away. Keegan once again, over at the far slot, tried to pass and it went up against the ceiling. And finally, Post University is going to be able to get a change.
Yeah, ceiling came in handy there.
Yeah.
Post has got to be careful, too. In that sequence, 2 players left the zone too early, which gave the man advantage to St. Mike. So you got to be sure that your teammate has the puck on their stick and they can make a purposeful pass before you go. I like the fact they're trying to go. They're trying to get that advantage, but you got to be smart, too, and watch what's going on.
Another face-off win for St. Michael's here in the second. Seems like that's drifted back towards the Purple Knights' way. It goes out of their offensive zone, however, as they reset. Now Wyatt Noble tried to send a long pass once again up the ice. Racing forward is Norling, but he's not going to win that race. And another icing here against the Eagles.
Yeah, a little more poise with the puck, more deliberate passes, instead of looking maybe for those home run passes that are questionable. You know, if it's a 50-50, you probably don't want to take that one.
Ben Baxter in the circle for St. Michael's. On the other side of things, Joe Santoro for the Eagles. And Baxter wins it. Quick shot off the faceoff. It got blocked by a body out in front. Goes out of the defensive end of Post University. Keegan chasing after it, but how about the hustle that time from Delory as he interrupts the play, and now Norling with the shot, but that gets deflected up and over the glass into the netting. How about the hustle on that play from one of your defensemen, Trey Delory, racing all the way up the ice and beating another defenseman of St. Michael's to really make an offensive play out of nothing there.
Yeah, I mean, this is a game right now that the third period is going to come down to, honestly, who wants it more and who is willing to get into the dirty areas and do the hard, gritty kind of work that you need to do.
Murray in the circle for Post University, the tie up, and he wins it quickly, and Scotty Swain collects it for the Eagles. Over in the near corner now, battling with a few defenders, tries to send it back out towards the blue line, but it goes almost out of the St. Michael's zone, and where Ciancio eventually does take it out. Jake Lealy with an aggressive play. Could have been a hooking call that time and a high sticking call as well, but no whistles blown by any of the refs, so we play on here. Over to the other end now. St. Michael's back over for Lealy. Now this is McDonald with it. McDonald in the far corner gets intercepted that time by Scotty Swain. We've seen Swain with some really good back-checking and forechecking tonight as Post try to get into their offensive zone, but Kennedy couldn't get control of it, and it goes back in their end. Delory getting chased down from behind by Ryland Dukes. Dukes with an aggressive play there, but ultimately to no avail. Now coming their way with it. Good shot off the stick of Jake Eloy. But ultimately to no avail. Less than 50 seconds to go here in this second period. A 2-1 game in favor of St. Michael's as the puck goes all the way down. No icing called, as it looked like Ty Bloom won that race. Now Ryan O'Connell for Post University sends a dangerous one out in front, and a smart play there from Kaneen to just cover it up. 34 seconds to go in this second period. And here in the second, we've seen 25 shots for Post University, 16 shots for St. Michael's, 15 of those for Post on goal, 9 on those of goal for St. Michael's. So really quite a different first period, or quite a different second period from the first. Post getting more opportunities, but St. Michael's with a 2-1 advantage.
Yeah, again, the fact that they're getting those opportunities, things will come. You just got to stay with it, and honestly, got to play more 5-on-5 hockey.
A shot from the blue line gets deflected and stopped before it ever hit the netting. A rebound opportunity. It goes wide off the stick of Quinn. 19 seconds to go left in this second. Post University just trying to slow things down and get to the locker room, only down 1 goal. They break it out and maybe they can get one more chance. Pass gets intercepted as it looks like Brennan McFarland might be hurt along the near boards. There's an opportunity And once again, it's Quinn McCarthy. Gets denied by Kaneen. One last shot. Gets blocked before it ever hits the netting. And that'll do it in this middle period. So 2-1 advantage for St. Nicholas in the period. 2 power play goals of the stick. Ty Bloom. And meanwhile, for the other side, Post University, they get their 1 goal and a 2-1 game. Coach, what do you notice here in that second period? It seemed like a lot more offense for Post University, but not being able to take advantage.
Yeah, they had. I thought they had good jump, and again, the draws were a difference maker. It seemed to tail off a bit as we got deeper into the period, so that's something they want to see if they can't get back to and figure out. And sometimes you don't necessarily win every draw, but you just don't want to lose them cleanly. So that's going to be something that I'm sure they're going to talk about. And being able to play physical and continue the forecheck, that's when they've been at their most successful. So that's just something they're going to have to dig down. 20 minutes left. Who wants it?
So the official goal for Post University coming off the stick of Jacob Howell, assisted by Aiden Kennedy. And meanwhile, on the other side of the ice, both goals coming off the stick of Ty Bloom. The assist coming to Case Cantius, Ian Wolanin, Quinn McCarthy, as well as David Ciancio. So a 2-1 game here in this second intermission. Don't go anywhere. We got a wild one and the bumpy road to the finish here as you're watching Post University hockey. Welcome back into Louis Astorino Arena as we're just about ready for the third and final period of play between the St. Michael's Purple Knights and your Post University Eagles. Joined alongside Coach Pete Whitney, my name is Max Stapleton, and Coach, what a first couple of periods we were treated to. A scoreless first, 3 combined goals in the second. It sees St. Michael's up 2-1.
Yeah, this is really, what a college hockey game should be, right? It's back and forth, good plays, questionable plays, great saves. I mean, really everything. It's a great opportunity on an early evening or late afternoon event.
And I really want to highlight that last part. Great saves. Both of these netminders tonight for the Eagles. It's Ben Canine, but on the other end as well, it's Evan Plunkett. They have been fantastic today.
Yeah, they're really strong down low, moving side to side, and Ben really doing a good job of pushing out of his net for the most part and playing his angle.
Really cutting off those shooting opportunities for those St. Michael's Purple Knights. Let's take a look at some of the stat numbers in that second period of play. Overall in the game, 35 shots on goal for St. Michael's as opposed to 14 for Post University. Post did have a slight uptick in that second period, 9 shots on goal in the second as compared to just 5 in the first. Meanwhile, on the other, in another side of things, we've seen that face-off total really get back to even. 26 wins for St. Michael's, 27 wins for Post, so pretty much as even as it gets there.
Yeah, I like to say that's sort of the game within the game, right? The centers get familiar with each other and might try something different, and they might see what you have been doing, so you've got to kind of try to change things up a little bit to try to keep that advantage.
And one last big point of emphasis as we're almost ready to enter this third period. For Post, they entered today 8 for 9 on the penalty kill. Hey, they have really good penalty kill numbers so far today, but when you go on the kill 6 times, you're bound to let one up.
Yeah, again, you can't, against especially a skilled team, it's just like I say, you're just rolling the dice one too many times when you do that.
As the St. Michael's team, who is very, very good on special teams, entered today 9 for 9 on the penalty kill. And last year, don't forget, they scored the second most power play goals in the New England 10 Conference. So we've hit on a few of the individuals today. Jacob Howell obviously getting another tally to kick off his fantastic early season. Ty Bloom has 2 goals. Netting defensively goes Tanner Glassrud. He eats a hit that time from a St. Michael's forward. Now this is Ryan O'Connell with it. O'Connell gets tripped up behind the net. The referee's hand goes up. And it looks like it's going to be a penalty on Post University. A tripping might go on Ryan O'Connell or someone else, as it looks like there'll be another man advantage here for St. Michael's. Tanner Glassrud, one of these key senior defensemen we were talking about for Post University, gets the trip called on him. And Coach, to reiterate a point we were making earlier, you kind of rely on your senior defensemen to not make plays like that.
Yeah, again, you just have to keep your feet moving. I mean, that's the name of this game, especially when you get to the third period, when you play 2-game series like this. So hopefully we can overcome this.
Ciancio with the quick shot off the draw, but that one gets blocked before it ever hit the net. Goes back out towards Ciancio now. Towards the other side, this is Roman Winicki. Back to Ciancio, back to Winicki. Cross-ice pass for McFarland, and McFarland's shot gets a net. Canine with the rebound opportunity. The puck still loose down front. It's still not there. Canine didn't even see it, but he somehow made the save. He had his back turned towards the puck, and the puck hit him right in the back, but it doesn't matter how you do it as it stays out of there.
Yeah, it only says saves. It doesn't say how.
It doesn't say how pretty it looks, that's for sure. But what an opportunity here, and this Post Eagles bench is fired up, cheering on their netminder. St. Michael's trying to reset things in their own defensive end, but some sloppy play here. Just tick goes the power play. I mean, time's coming off pretty quickly here. Keegan takes it up the ice. A good stick check that time from Post University as they intercept it in their defensive end and ultimately get it out of there. Wyatt Noble trying to make a play for Post, couldn't do so. Now Forsilius with the puck into the offensive zone. He slows it down to the other side. This is Keegan once again. Over to Cantus. Cantus with a shot. That one wide of the net. Back to Keegan in the far corner. Circling, looking for a lane. Cantus thought about it. Decided to go to the other end. Back to him. Cantus with a wrist shot. Good save that time from Canine with the blocker. Into the near corner. A couple of Purple Knights there. A couple of Eagles as well. And St. Michael's comes away with it. Keegan keeps it near the blue line, takes a quick shot. That one, not sure if it got deflected wide or if Canine had to make the stop, but St. Michael's retains the advantage. Cantus makes a few men miss, leaves it off behind the net. Ryland Dukes now for St. Michael's. 10 seconds left to go on the man advantage. Back towards the blue line, this is Keegan. Takes the shot, looking for a deflection. It went wide of the net. Less than 5 seconds to go, but St. Michael's keeps to the possession. Even strength here as Glassrod comes out of the box, but a good opportunity here, the wraparound. Or excuse me, I thought he was going to go for a wrap. Looked like that one just went off the stick of McDonald. Puck trickles out towards the far boards here. Now Jacob Howell with an opportunity, a 2-on-2 developing. Howell spins around, looking for a lane into the offensive zone, but he loses an edge, and ultimately it gets clubbered up by Evan Plunkett.
Yeah, it's good response on the penalty kill, and finishing it off strongly was Jacob Howell.
I mentioned it earlier, just the size of Jacob Howell. He's a tall, young forward. Already has 1 goal today, and he uses that size and speed very, very well to set up opportunities in the offensive zone.
Yeah, he's not shy about going to the dirty areas, dropping his shoulder, and getting there.
And if he sees someone coming towards him, he's going to drop it and try to hit him first. Defensive zone win for the Purple Knights. Try to clear the defensive zone. They do. And now Ben Baxter, all alone by himself with the breakaway, takes the opportunity but misses wide of the net. Looked like he might have had Kaneen fooled but couldn't finish the chance. Up the ice go the Eagles. Now a long cross-ice dump off into the corner. Parker Norling gets tripped up and a couple of bodies fall into the board. Goes back out towards the blue line for Glassrud. It trickles right in front of the netting, but no one can take advantage. Soft shot back towards the net, gets blocked before it ever gets there. Now St. Michael's going to try to come away with it as it hits off the ceiling. Goes out of play. Faceoff will stay in the offensive zone with 14:40.
5-on-5 here. We're getting back to that good pace, that good tempo. Again, good competitive game. Just kind of, again, seeing who wants this.
So far in this third period, 4 shots on goal for St. Michael's as opposed to 3 for Post University, despite St. Michael's having that man advantage. So Post wins the offensive faceoff. That could be huge for them. As Connor Murray sends it in deep behind the net, going to collect it is Delory. He gets tangled up with a couple of Purple Knights over in that far corner. It trickles around the far boards. St. Michael's tries to get rid of it, but a really nice play by Post to keep it in. A 2-on-1 developed. Here's a chance, but a good defensive stick. And St. Michael's trying to come away with it. Ooh, what a hit. I believe that was Delory once again as Post trying to get a change here offensively and just trying to play the possession game in the offensive zone. St. Michael's does come away with it now. Patrick Glass tried to send it through neutral ice. Couldn't do so, and now the Purple Knights are going to reset. $13:50 left to go in this third period. Jacob Howell, the early star of the season so far for Post University with a lot of speed up middle ice. Dumps it off into the offensive zone. Ashton O'Lane collects it for the... It's Howell in there for Post University. The tie-up, the quick shot off the faceoff gets blocked before it ever hits the netting. And once again, St. Michael's having a really hard time getting it out of their defensive end. And when they do, Jacob Howell brings it right back in. Now going the other way, McCougan with a shot. That one fanned wide of the net. McCougan put his hands on his head in despair afterwards. And the Eagles have to reset things. 13 minutes left in this one. Post University, after that penalty kill, seemingly with all the momentum in this third, trying to retain offensive possession. Into their offensive zone they go. Little drop pass, couldn't connect. St. Michael's takes it the other way. Ooh, it looked like a high sticking penalty on McFarland. Nothing called, and McFarland's getting chippy now. Danny Keegan brings it into the offensive zone, makes a man miss, chips one on net. Easy save that time for Kaneen. Good hit that time defensively, but an even better one-time opportunity. It goes off into the netting, and a faceoff will be in the offensive zone for St. Michael's.
Yeah, both teams back and forth here. Both teams back and forth. Good pace, good tempo, good period so far by both teams.
And good physicality. That wasn't something I was necessarily expecting based off of the hit numbers for both of these sides, but you're seeing a very physical brand of hockey entering this one. As St. Michael's wins the faceoff, another quick shot off the faceoff. I believe it got blocked before it ever reached the net of Kaneen. Post sends it all the way down to the other end of the ice where it will be an icing. Taking a look over in the net right now for Post University, Benjamin Kaneen, he was bent over for a second, but right now just carrying the load on his back. What a day he has had. Taking a look at the overall team stats of the game. He has stopped 39 of 41 so far tonight, has Benjamin Canine. That's unbelievable. Now going the other way with it for Post University. That was Baxter Kimball. He had a goal earlier in this period, but he got whistled for offsides. And it went from a lot of up and down play, a lot of fast play, a lot of breakaways to all of a sudden a lot of whistles here. Some dead time here in the third. Team's trying to reset, and for Post, they had a lot of sustained offensive possession here in the third, trying to get back to that in the last minute or so. The tie-up on the neutralized faceoff goes St. Michael's way. They dump it into the offensive zone where Aiden Candy collects for Post. Candy, a weird bounce off the boards. It goes right to a St. Michael's forward when Nicky just couldn't handle it cleanly. We're seeing some really tight defensive plays as well on these transitionary breakouts. Post University doing a good job clogging up some of the lanes as St. Michael's trying to break it out yet again. Into their offensive end, into the far corner. And a good opportunity that time. Another chance. That was off the stick of Jack Bavis. Now Baxter with it. Baxter just loses the puck out in front of the net. And Colleen had made a pretty wild save on it right in front. St. Michael's still with the puck in the offensive zone. Back to Baxter. Towards that left slot, drifting towards center ice. Tried one, got blocked before it ever got there. Now can Post University come away with it? Tipped forward. But no, ultimately stays in their defensive zone. Roman Winicki for the Purple Knights. Now back towards the blue line. It actually does leave the defensive zone of Post, and finally they can get a quick change in here. That was a long shift defensively for Post, a long shift offensively for St. Michael's.
Yeah, and again, they got caught. Post got caught getting on the wrong side of the puck. Had to play catch-up.
Just over halfway through this final period of play, 2-2 game. As Post enters their offensive end alongside the far corner. Cantus drifts through neutralized for St. Michael's, looking for a lane. Thought about dropping one off and now takes the shot, but it's gobbled up that time by Canine. 9 minutes, 44 seconds left. Overall in this game, we've seen a lot of power play opportunities for St. Michael's. They're only 1 for 7, and they started this period off, or basically started this period off with another power play opportunity. But ever since that penalty kill, it's been pretty much an even game.
Yeah, it really has been. It really has been. Both teams, neither team wanting to give, which makes college hockey fun.
Defensive zone face-off win for Post University. They send it all the way around the long side of the boards. Puck got caught up here either on a ref or took a funny hop off the boards, and it goes back into their defensive zone. Aiden Candy trying to tie up a St. Michael's Purple Knight. It goes back out towards the blue line. Ryland Dukes played it out. It gets blocked away, and it goes back towards their defensive end. Excuse me, that was Connor McCowell for St. Michael's. Now he leaves it off for McFarland. McFarland with a lot of speed, trying to enter the offensive zone, gets cut off. But a careless turnover there in the defensive end from Parker Norling, and St. Michael's gets possession right back. Quick slap shot on the one-timer, deflected wide of the net. Back behind the netting. That's McFarland with it, battling up against O'Connell. McFarland getting a bunch of bodies shoved his way, but he held on for as long as he could. Finally, it leaves the defensive zone of Post, and here comes a good opportunity. Scott Esquane, 1-on-2. He gets tripped up, a penalty called, and Post University will have the man advantage.
Yeah, Scotty's got good wheels. He got a good little jump there. He jumped to an open area, forced the defender to be out of position and have to pull him down.
Now, on a 1-on-2 like that, you're almost never going to see it called. But, Coach, is there a thought about a possible penalty shot there on the breakaway and the trip?
Only because he wasn't in the active position of shooting the puck. Penalty shot will come if he was in the motion of actually shooting, but he was tripped as he was kind of cutting across.
So the man advantage for Post University. They win the offensive faceoff. That can be huge. Goes back behind the netting now. It's Wyatt Noble. Tied up with a couple of other Purple Knights. Eagles just trying to get possession, try to set up something in their offensive end, but they can't do so. Ryland Dukes takes it out of his defensive zone. Back to Dukes. Dukes tries a shot, goes wide of the net, where Nick McDonald tries to collect that. It's Jacob Howell. Howell going in all by himself against 3 Purple Knights, leaves it for his teammate, and the shot gets deflected up into the netting. That time went off the stick of Connor Murray. 1 minute, 29 seconds left to go on the penalty to David Ciancio. That's a big penalty because Ciancio is another one of those high-powered forwards, big in the face-off circle, so you might be able to see Post University take advantage of that here on this power play.
Yeah, again, winning draws play so important for you on the offensive side of things.
Joe Santoro couldn't get it done there for Post University, but they get possession right back near the blue line. Trey DeLaurie falls hard towards the ice, got checked from behind, and it trickles out of their offensive zone where Joe Santoro's going to pick it up. Post trying to set things up in their own defensive end. Just over a minute to go on the man advantage. Going into their offensive zone now. McCougan sends it back towards the blue line, but couldn't really gather the pass, could Santoro, and it goes back towards the net of Post. Santoro once again at center ice, looking for a good lane to enter the offensive zone and ultimately finds it as they leave it back now once again. This is Baxter Kimball. Kimball gets his defender to lose his stick, sends one into the slot, but the shot goes wide. Once again, another opportunity, but that one saved off the stick of Evan Plunkett. Good shot from Ryan O'Connell for Post. Ooh, an empty net here. Good defensive forecheck, thanks to Nick McDonald. And almost a good opportunity for St. Michael's short-handed, but instead Post is just going to slow things down. Carrying it up the ice, Tommy goes, but ultimately Post University was about to be called offside, so they have to reset. They tried to just dump it in and went off the back of Jacob Howell. Now coming into the zone, this is Murray, leaves it for a one-timer, another opportunity, but the slap shot goes just wide. Loose puck out behind the netting, and St. Michael's comes and gathers it up, back at even strength. Puck goes all the way down the ice where it will be called for an icing. So a good power play that time for Post University, but they couldn't just take advantage.
Yeah, a lot of good, again, super simple, which I love. Move it, find a shooting lane, shoot the puck. Get opportunities, get guys out of position, jump on pucks.
That makes Post University 0 for 4 on the power play so far today. Still looking for their first power play goal of the season. However, it is early, only game number 3. Ryan Mosher in there for the faceoff. He loses it for Post University. Keegan collects behind his own net, tries to send it up the ice. He does so. And all the way on the other end, Trey DeLaurie's going to gather it. Connor McCowell wasn't in the lineup yesterday for Post, back in the lineup today. Back to DeLaurie. Candy just looking for, he looks like he's looking for a long up ice pass. Eventually finds after it. That was Pekka with it. Up into the air all the way back down towards the defensive end, but not long enough for it to be an icing. Just under 6 minutes left in this third period of play. Post sends it up the ice. Again, Pekka with a really good forecheck finds himself with the puck back in front of the netting, but a better stick that time from David Ciancio to take it away. Once again, good opportunity here for Post University. The forecheck coming alive late in the period. Scotty Swain takes a shot, and that one easily swallowed up by Evan Plunkett. That forecheck died a little bit in the middle of the period. Now in the last 2 minutes, you're seeing them make some really good defensive plays.
Yeah, really. So it's just an interesting stat. Like the first 5 and the last 5 minutes of the period are real difference makers.
Yeah.
Are real when you look at them cumulatively. So we're in that 5-minute zone here. So it's really important now to be at your best.
Almost on that bumpy road to the finish. Post keeps it in the offensive zone. No. Ruled offsides, they said, which, woo. Looked like it was pretty easily in the offensive zone from our point of view up here.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was a hand pass.
Oh, hand pass, excuse me. That would make more sense. 5 minutes, 29 seconds to go. Offensive zone win for Connor Murray. A big shot on goal from basically half ice. And eventually easy save. St. Michael's comes up with it. The 2-time goal scorer tonight. Ty Bloom comes away, and now St. Michael's comes up the ice. Just chipped it in, a little dump off, where Dylan Kineen's going to play it behind his net, goes around the boards. Tommy Bias sends it up the ice, Scotty Swain. Swain going into the offensive zone, dumps it off into the corner. Tried to collect it after himself, but ultimately St. Michael's goes away with it. Kyle Lee Couldn't really find the pass to connect. Now Trey Delory for Aiden Kennedy. Back to Delory. Sends it for Atkinson. Atkinson fans on the pass, try to dump it in. Delory collects it for him. Goes almost into the offensive zone, and ultimately St. Michael's just gathers it, resets things. 4 minutes, 30 seconds left to go. St. Michael's looking to break things out. Good defensive play that time from Trey Delory to intercept the long up ice pass. It goes all the way back towards the defensive end, and now St. Michael's trying to set things up in their offensive zone. Tie up along the near corners, a couple of Eagles, a couple of Purple Knights in there, and a good job by Post just to get it out of there. Ashton O'Lane collects. Sends it out to Chantis. Tries to leave it for another teammate. Good neutralized play from Atkinson. Atkinson brings it into the offensive zone, takes a wobbling shot, and that one easily saved by Plunkett. Back in the offensive zone. Looked like Atkinson could have had a chance to make a play on it. And now Ashton O'Lane back behind his own net. Back for Canchis. Up the ice now, this is Lealy. McDonald shoots it back and dumps it off. And if you're Post University, you're pretty okay with this type of dump and chase play.
A matter of fatigue, or if they're just trying a different strategy.
Offensive zone win for St. Mike's. Nice play by Parker Norling to take it away as he gets possession in the defensive end. Sends a bank pass over for Jacob Howell. Howell gets knocked down to the ice, and the puck stays in the offensive zone for St. Michael's. Over into the far corner it goes. 2 Eagles, 2 Purple Knights right there. Just over 3 minutes to go in this third period. Over to the far end, Parker Norling breaks out of his defensive zone, now through neutral ice. Baxter Kimball. Kimball gets tied up along those near boards. Now let's see if St. Michael's can sustain some offensive possession. Hans Forselius into the O zone, looking for some help, not really finding much as the rest of his teammates go off for a change. Looked like Quinn McCarthy was in there for a second for St. Michael's, trying to bring things around. Goes all the way to the other end. Case Cantis sends it forward into the far corner. Ooh, a tough hit along those far boards. Hans Forselius went down to the ground hard, and it goes out of the defensive end of Post. It also looks like Baxter Kimball might have been shaken up for Post University, going to the bench limberly. Just over 2 minutes left in this third period of play. 2-2 game between Post University and St. Michael's. St. Michael's looking to break out. Over into this near end. Takes the shot and easily gloved down that time by
and for a shooter to be too productive, and Ben doing a good job of tracking it and making the catch.
Defensive zone face-off win for Post University. That was Connor Murray who grabbed the win there, and now Scotty Swain takes it up the ice. The Eagles going into their offensive zone. Takes the shot, it gets blocked, shoveled down, and goes into the far corner. Aiden Candy recollects at center ice, and now Trey Delory looking for a path into the offensive end. St. Michael's now going the other way with it. David DeSancio now for Ashton O'Lane. O'Lane tries the long cross-ice pass, not played with a high stick. Trey Delory going to be able to collect it behind his own net, but a good forecheck there from McDonald. Now Atkinson into the offensive zone he goes, trying to get past Canchis. He does, back behind the net. Atkinson still retaining possession, now takes a bad angle shot. It gets blocked before it ever hit the netting, and St. Michael's going the other way with it. Cole Cantis looking for a lane, looking for someone to feed it to, finds it, they take the shot, it goes over the net. Not sure if Kaneen got a piece of that one. Less than a minute to go here in this third period. St. Michael's providing some offensive pressure as the puck goes into the bench and out of play. We'll have an offensive zone face-off for the Purple Knights.
Yeah, real key draw here for Post with 44 and a half seconds left.
They go to one of their best, it seems like. Joe Santoro will be in the face-off circle for Post University. Toro wins it. As you said, Coach, what a big win for Post as they can try to get some momentum heading up to the other end. A long cross-ice pass connects. Parker Norling goes into the offensive zone. There's the backhanded shot. Gets sticked aside easily that time. St. Michael's coming the other way with it now. Kaneen tried to stop it behind his net in the trapezoid. Couple of Eagles 15 seconds left to go in this third period. McDonald over in the far corner, 10 seconds left. Lealy once again sends one down to the slot. A good opportunity here, a bouncing puck, but no one could handle it. It goes out of the offensive zone, and that's going to do it here in regulation. Baxter Kimball with the game-tying goal here in this third period as we're all even at 2 after 3. Going to have a 2-minute intermission here before we get the quick overtime, so don't go anywhere as we have free hockey here, and you're watching Post University Hockey. Not much time for rest as we're entering the 3-on-3 overtime period here in Hamden, Connecticut. What a game we've been treated to between the Post University Eagles and third to tie things up. 2 goals in the second from Ty Bloom. And now we're due for 3-on-3 overtime. Face-off won by Connor Murray. A lot of extra space in this 3-on-3, so you can expect both teams to try to slow things down and really develop their offensive breakouts. Coming up the ice, this is Scotty Swain. A lot of speed. Bank pass to himself into the offensive zone. Swain sends one down to the slot. Oh, what a slave that time from Plunkett. And here's the fun of overtime. 3-on-2 developing the other way. Kanchis with a shot. That one blockered aside. Good kick save that time. Thanks to Ben Canine. Now a quick counterattack the other way. This is the 2-time goal scorer tonight as Kanchis takes the shot. Another blocker save that time from Canini. Swing gobbles up the rebound on the far ends. Sends it up the ice, but not a great pass as McFarland takes it back into the offensive zone. Leaves it for Kanchis. Kanchis passed down low into the slot. Oh, what a play from Aiden Kennedy as it looked like he had a wide open net to shoot at to McDonald. Smart play this time from McFarland to slow things down and take it out of his offensive end. Now McDonald through neutral ice, carrying it into the offensive zone, gets checked from behind, and a really nice play that time by Baxter Kimball defensively. Now up the ice, going the other way. Kimball with the shot, trickles just wide of the net after a good save from Plunkett. Kimball gets his own rebound. Now back over to this end, Santoro. Santoro looking for a man, Delory on the far end. Delory takes a bad angle shot. That one blockered away easily. Jacob Howell tried to get the rebound while coming off the bench, but a whistle blown as the puck goes out of play. 3 minutes, 27 seconds left to go. Coach, what have you seen early in this overtime?
Well, patience and puck possession.
Four shots on goal for St. Michael's. Compare that to 7 for Post University in the OT. As we said, it felt like Post really had the momentum 3-on-3, but this penalty kill might take that momentum away for the remainder of the extra period.
Well, you got a couple of things, right? You can ice the puck, but you're killing the penalty, and you have that opportunity. Maybe if you get control, maybe you can pop a guy out and sneak behind.
And right now, if you're Post University, I mean, I don't want to speak for Post, but you got to think they like their chances in a shootout, especially with the way Benjamin Canine is playing tonight. I mean, he's been standing on his head. But you never know, and shootouts are always funky like that. We'll see if it can't get settled here in overtime. 43.4 to go. Face-off win for St. Michael's. It goes back out towards the blue line. DeSancio with it. Looking for a lane, gives it up down low. McDonald back up to the top for Cantus. Back to DeSancio. DeSancio with the quick shot, and that one kicked away from Canine. DeSancio once again driving towards the net, leaves it down low into the slot. Cross-ice pass. It couldn't connect. Ryland Dukes with it. Dukes leaves it for Cantus. Back to the other end. Now one-time opportunity. They score! St. Michael's gets the overtime winner. The St. Michael's Purple Knights, they sweep the road trip here in Hamden, Connecticut. They take game 2 in overtime, and they stay undefeated on the season, winning it 3-2. I believe it's going to be David DeSancio with the game-winning goal there in overtime. All of the post-university Eagles heading back towards their netminder. Benjamin Canine in his first start of the season. What a game he had. Heartbreaking at the end to having to give up that OT game-winning goal. But hey, credit to St. Michael's. They pushed and pushed and pushed. Pushed and pushed and pushed. They got to 8 power plays in the game.
You know, this is a good team. These are 2 good teams. And Post certainly gave St. Michael's everything they could handle. And at the end of the day, you know, somebody won.
At the end of the day, somebody has to win. It's an unfortunate, maybe a fortunate part of hockey, but ultimately St. Michael's taking the game winner in overtime. Waiting for the official scoring of it. I believe it was David DeSancio, but it hasn't come in.